I look up to her greatly. Dr. Rozen did an extraordinary job. She changed lives today.
Dr. Michelle Rozen, it was unbelievable.
I want to give you the master key to change whatever hurts you, whatever doesn't work for you. All the areas that you're looking to grow in your life as team members, as leaders, as individuals, as family members. Change is the master key to everything.
Sit up, lean in, and get ready for a life-changing experience. The Change Doctor is in the house. Please help me welcome Dr. Michelle Rozen.
Our brain, your brain, takes about 20% of your energy just to get by. That means that to come here today, sit here with me, maybe answer some emails in the morning, a little bit of social media, a little bit of the news, get dressed, talk to some people, come here and sit with me. That's 20% of your energy already. That's a huge amount of energy just to do your day to day. Every time you ask yourself or your team members to do something different, you are basically asking them to spend more than the 20%. You're asking them to work harder, and you're asking their brains to spend more energy, and the brain doesn't like that. The brain says, come on, leave me alone. I'm perfectly fine being on the 20%. I would rather stay there. So when you are working to create a change, whether as a leader that leads their team through new technology, new regulations, new leadership, new expectation, or in your personal life, you are basically asking your brain or other people's brain to spend more than 20%. So basically, we are working against our own brain. Every time I go and I say to myself, it's a privilege that you actually make an impact, and it comes with a huge amount of responsibility, and I'm here to step up for that responsibility and do the very best job that I can.
Dr. Michelle Rozen, it was unbelievable. One of the great speakers I've heard. I've heard a lot of them over my 30 years in the industry.
Dr. Michelle blew it away today. Standing ovation. Never seen anything like it. He's changed lives today.
Today is the day you turn your life around. And that's what I want to talk about today. How we can turn our lives around and how we can make changes and see the incredible power and the ability of making changes in our lives just so that we can get exactly what we want out of our lives, out of our careers, out of our relationships, out of our finances, basically out of everything. Tell us what you've pledged for.
I plan to be a solid communicator.
Okay, and how much does it really matter to you?
I put that as a 10.
Okay, big round of applause for that.
I pledge to cook more often because it brings me joy.
Hi, Andrea.
Hi.
Tell us about your change.
Well, I'm a multitasker. I work from home, and I find that I do not provide my undivided attention.
Did everyone hear what he said? He said, I will regret this.
When you have something as important as this on your agenda, you definitely want to set a deadline.
I work for you, right? Okay. It's getting comfortable already. I'm already like,
I say put the card somewhere where you can see it every day.
Okay.
Because you're starting a new habit.
I said I want to be more mindful.
Yep.
And per your suggestion, laser focus.
Excuse me? You're not in control. You're going to put fear in my mind. I'm in control.
Change button for you. Okay. I mean, inspiring moments happen all the time. Every time I manage to touch someone, it's an inspiring moment. Knowing how to manage change is the most important skill, the master key to everything that you want, and people would love it.
Seeing Dr. Rozen today was the highlight of my entire experience with this conference. When I saw her on the lineup of keynote speakers, I was like, sold, we're buying those tickets.
Dr. Rozen did an extraordinary job of helping our leaders understand the importance of staying focused, being intentional in our goal setting, and certainly remaining passionate about what we do.
most important thing for me is that I see people stuck in cycles of ongoing choices that they're making without even noticing. And it's almost like we're blindsided. We don't see that we continue making the same choices in different forms over and over and over again. And then we get the same result, and then we say, why does it always happen to me? And it sometimes happens within teams, within organizations. It happens to people in their personal lives. And there is something to be said about the power of realizing that you're making the same choices over and over again, and that you have the freedom to make a different choice to get a different outcome. And to me, that's the key of everything. It's not just the key of doing better as a leader. It's not just the key of doing better in the workplace. It's the key of doing better as a person. So once you master that, once you know how to not go in cycles of making the same choices again, there is nothing that you can't do. To me, that's amazing. Anybody here works in a building that has an elevator? Raise your hand if you do. Elevators? Okay. Watch this. Tell me if you've ever seen this before. I mean, seriously? How many times do you see this? Someone comes to the elevator, they hit the button, the elevator's not coming, so what do? What do? Hit again. And it's not coming, so what do? Hit again, longer and harder, and now with frustration because it's not coming any faster. And I like to look, I'm an observer, I like to look at people and behavior, that's just my thing, it's my hobby. So I looked at this and I thought to myself, how come? How come our mind is wired so that we do things that don't make any sense? Because we all know if you ask anybody would tell you the elevator's not coming any faster if you hit it over and over again, right? And we still do it. Me too, right? So I asked myself, why? And then I asked myself, Michelle, where in your life do you do that? Where in your life do you stand by the elevator button and you hit it over and over and over again, and then with increased intensity just to get the same result? And this, my friends, because right now we're friends, this is the basis of change. Because by default, when we're not focused, we're always going to stand there in our lives with the people we love and with the people we need, and we're going to hit the elevator button over and over again and repeat the same behaviors just to get the same results. So everything that we'll talk about today has to do with how do we not do that? Because most of the world, outside of you guys, because we're going to do something differently today, and I'll teach you how to negate that, but most of the world does exactly that. Most of the world stands by the elevator button, hits it over and over again, repeats the same behavior again, just to get the same results, and then says, why? Why does it always happen to me? Maybe it's destiny. It's got to be some kind of force. No, it's not. You're standing by the elevator.